In today's digital world, building wealth is easier than ever. But can coding really make you a millionaire? In short, absolutely. Here are the 3 different paths that you can take to make $1 million as a developer. I have classified them according to their risk-reward ratio. So let's start with the safest option, which is joining FAANG. For those who don't know, FAANG is an acronym representing the 5 biggest or most prestigious tech companies. There's Facebook, which is now called Meta, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. Joining a FAANG company can lead to some absolutely crazy compensation numbers. Here are some stats. For an entry-level position, you can expect the total compensation, which includes salary, stocks, and bonuses, to reach around $200,000 every single year. It's even crazier for senior and staff engineers, who can expect a total compensation going up to $500,000 every single year. The truth is, these companies are not even the ones paying the most. Levels.fyi, a website where software engineers report their pay, just released its annual pay report. And companies like OpenAI paid their staff engineers upwards of $1 million a year. I mean, you can work there for 2 to 3 years and genuinely have $1 million chilling in your bank account. Note that the compensation is not fully cash. Most of the time, around half your compensation might be cash, and the rest would be what we call RSUs. RSUs are stock units which are given to you after you stay with the company for a certain period of time, like a year, for example. There are some caveats to these crazy compensation numbers. First, you can only achieve such income in the United States and in specific cities like the Bay Area, Seattle, or New York. In fact, in the Bay Area, you can expect a median compensation of $250,000, while in other smaller cities like Boston, you would take a pay cut of $100,000. It's even worse if you don't reside in the United States, because the only country that could possibly match those numbers is Switzerland, which is really hard to get into. However, landing a FAANG job in your home country will easily put you in the upper class. But you will not accumulate wealth as fast as you would in the United States or in Switzerland. But let's say you manage to get a work visa for the US. Well, that's only the start. Now you have to land a job offer from FAANG or another top tier company if you want to get anywhere close to those numbers. And that is really hard to do. You need relevant experience, you need strong fundamentals in data structures and algorithms, and you need system design knowledge. Basically, you need to be really good at lead code style problems and be able to communicate your thoughts very clearly. Even then, there is no guarantee. I mean, there is so much competition at the entry level and the applicants are so talented that it's really hard to stand out. So, why did I put it in low risk and medium reward? Well, it is quite low risk. You will have to spend some time prepping for the interviews, of course, but once you get the FAANG job, you can easily job hop to another FAANG company every few years and build your fortune at a pretty fast rate. Of course, you can say that there's the risk of layoffs, but it's still quite a lower risk than the 2 next options we're going to explore. With FAANG, you might quickly get to $1 million, but it's going to be really hard to get to 10 or 20 million. Especially considering that you will probably have to live in a high-cost city like San Francisco or New York, which is going to eat away at your income. If you want to aim higher and you have a higher risk tolerance, you could always go with path number 2, which is joining a startup. How do you make money doing that exactly? Well, you need to join a startup in its early stages. Like FAANG, you're going to be paid in salary and in equity, which is a small portion of the company. Then, if that company goes public on the stock exchange, you're going to be able to sell your equity for a large sum of money. For example, let's say you joined Airbnb in 2010. 2 years after its creation. And suppose you worked there for 10 years, accumulating a total of 100,000 shares. Well, when Airbnb went public in 2020 at a price of $145 a share, you would have made $14.5 million if you had sold those shares. This is a hypothetical scenario, of course, but there are countless examples of engineers who joined early stage startups and who made millions when the company went public. It can also be a huge risk, as there are many more examples of people who joined startups expecting to make a fortune but who ended up with $0. For this strategy to work, you really have to choose the right company. You have to analyze its product, its leadership, and the potential it has to change the world. Then you have to secure a developer position, which involves, once again, some more lead coding and interview prep. Finally, you will work there until the company goes public and you can sell your shares. In truth, it's really risky and really hard to do. But if you believe in the company and believe in its future, anything is possible. Talking about risk, let's up the risk another notch with path number 3, which is creating your own startup. It's the hardest one to do by far, but it has the potential to not only make you millions, but billions. I mean, look at the number of billionaires tech has made. Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and so many more. This might genuinely be your best shot at success if you don't live in a country where software engineers are highly paid, like in the US or Switzerland. And you don't need to make billions or even millions to live a good life. In fact, there's this website called Indie Hackers, which is a community of solo developers who are all building their own startup and documenting their journey along the way. I highly recommend checking their success stories to see what's possible. I mean, many of them are building software making $10,000 a month or even more completely passively. And that is honestly more than enough to live a fulfilling life anywhere in the world. If you live in a low-income country, $1,000 might be all that you need to be in the top 1% of earners. How to achieve that? Well, it's the hardest path for a reason. You need to find a problem to solve, validate that this problem really exists. Then you need to create the product and then sell it to thousands upon thousands of people. Coding will only get you so far. You will need to learn a bunch of skills like marketing, content writing, copywriting, and so much more. Even then, most startups will fail. And most successful entrepreneurs have 5 to 10 failed businesses before they found success. So it's clearly a lot more involved than working for a FAANG company for 20 years. But it also has the highest potential to lead you to financial freedom. These are the 3 ways to use coding to make millions. Join a FAANG company, join a startup, or create your own. All of them can genuinely make you a millionaire if you put in the work. So drop a comment below to tell me which one you're choosing and why. Hopefully this video has helped you in some way. If it did, please smash that like button and subscribe to bless the YouTube algorithm. Thank you for watching, I'll see you in the next one.